Okay, let's be honest. Have you ever been so deep in the weeds of your own project, your own business, that you just completely lose sight of the big picture? It happens to pretty much everyone. But today, we're going to fix that. And we're going to do it with one single page. It's a tool that'll help you see your entire business with this incredible clarity. Let's dive in. See, the problem always starts right here, in the day-to-day grind. You know what I'm talking about. You're obsessing over a tiny process, choosing a supplier, fixing a bug, and slowly, without you even noticing, that overall vision just starts to get fuzzy. It is so frustrating, and honestly, it's dangerous for the business. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Reid Hoffman, the co-founder of LinkedIn, he nailed it with this quote. When that vision is gone, businesses just struggle. They start missing huge opportunities, they can't innovate, and trying to scale becomes almost impossible. I love this metaphor because it's so true. Are you the soldier down in the trenches, fighting for every single inch with almost no information? Or are you the general up on the hill with that 360-degree view of the entire battlefield? That's the view that lets you make clear, fast decisions. Our job today is to get you out of the trenches and onto that hilltop. So how do we get that general's view? Well, luckily for us, there's a tool that was designed for exactly this. It's a tool that gives you that vision, that clarity, all in one place, and it's called the Business Model Canvas. It was created by a guy named Alexander Osterwalder, and it's brilliant. It's a blueprint for your business on a single sheet of paper. And its real power is just how simple it is. It forces you to think high level, so you can't get lost in all those little details we were just talking about. And here's the most brilliant part. Get this. Every single business model, I'm talking from a tiny startup in a garage to a massive global corporation, can be broken down and described using just 9 fundamental building blocks. These 9 blocks really cover everything. Think of it this way. On the right side of the canvas, it's all about your customers, who they are, what you're offering them, and how you connect with them. On the left side, that's all about how you actually make it happen. Your resources, activities, and partners. And then right underneath, you've got the financial engine, your costs and your revenues. So let's see how this actually works. All right, now the best way to really get this is to see it in action. So we're going to map out a real-world example, the fast fashion giant Zara. You always start with the most important block, who are your customers. For Zara, it's super clear, right? They're targeting 3 main groups, men, women, and kids, who all want the latest styles but don't want to break the bank to get them. Okay, so what's the value, what's the promise Zara makes to them? Well, it's not just cheap clothes. Their core value proposition is fast fashion, this promise that there will always be fresh, stylish designs. And they back that up with a really nice online experience and, of course, a huge network of physical stores that make it all feel accessible and real. And how do they actually deliver that value? Through their channels. You've got the obvious ones, their brick-and-mortar stores and their website and app, but a really key channel for them is social media. And they don't just use it to advertise. They use it to talk directly with their customers, get feedback, and build their brand in real time. It's a two-way street. Which brings us to relationships. You know, it starts with a simple transaction in the store, but it gets deeper through that social media engagement we just mentioned. And because it's fashion, there's also that sentimental attachment people form with certain items, which creates this whole other powerful layer of loyalty to the brand. So how does all this make money? Well, Zara's model is about as straightforward as it gets. They sell clothes and accessories. That's it. No complicated subscriptions or weird models, just direct sales that keep the cash flowing. All right, let's look behind the curtain. What are the essential assets that make this entire machine work? These are their key resources. For Zara, we're talking about a massive network of stores, a really powerful brand name, and maybe most importantly, the logistics and stock systems that keep that fast fashion engine running at lightning speed. Next up, what are the key activities they have to be amazing at? For Zara, it's this constant cycle. Design, manufacturing, managing all their stores, and of course the insane logistics of getting a new product from a sketch to a store in just a matter of weeks. That's their operational magic. Look, no company does it all alone. Zara leans heavily on key partners, especially their tight network of suppliers and producers who can deliver quality stuff fast. And you can't forget their parent company, Inditex, which provides that overarching strategy and resources. And finally, all of this, well, it costs money. Zara's cost structure is a mix. You've got big fixed costs, like rent for those prime storefronts and employee salaries, and then you have the variable costs that go up and down with production, like raw materials and manufacturing. And there you have it. Zara's entire, incredibly successful business on one page. See how powerful that is? But mapping what already exists is just one part of the story. The canvas is also a killer tool for innovation. So let's look at Vinte, a Spanish winery that used this exact tool to totally disrupt one of the oldest, most traditional industries in the world. Okay, this is where the canvas becomes a tool for pure genius. In the traditional wine business, owning your own vineyard is a key resource. It's a massive, expensive, and really inflexible asset. Vintata looked at their canvas and asked, wait a minute, what if it wasn't? And they made one tiny, simple shift. They moved vineyard ownership from being a key resource to being a key partner, just leasing space and equipment from other growers. And the result of that one little change on the canvas, 30% growth year after year, that is just unheard of in the wine industry. By shifting one little box, they got rid of huge overhead costs, which freed up all this capital to focus on what actually mattered, building their brand and selling amazing wine. They completely changed the game. So, we've seen how you can map a massive existing business, and we've seen how you can use the canvas to innovate. Now, it's your turn. This tool is for you, for your team, for your ideas. I want you to think about your own business, or maybe a new project you're kicking around, or even just a rough idea. Go through the 9 blocks. Who are your customers? What's the value you offer them? How would you actually make it happen? It doesn't have to be perfect. The goal is just to start mapping. What does the simplest version of your idea look like on this canvas? Because that's the real power here. The business model canvas gives you the clarity to put your entire business on one single page. It gives you that general's view from the hilltop. So the only question left is, what will you build with it?